What up, everybody? It's your man Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Al Mega podcast, aka the A.M.P. Today we have an amazing guest, an entrepreneur. Yo, I'm impressed. This person decided to make changes later in life and is like killing the industry. She's out there, helping people, achieve that next level of success through some ingenious ways. So we're gonna find all about that right now with the woman behind spendthrifttrust.com. She has major experience in the industry of real estate and made those changes. Like I said, let me introduce the one and only Miss Sally Gimon. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Al, for having me on your show.
No, I'm happy to have you on. You see, I'm high energy, and I love how you come on. Well, thank you. You're like so calm and chill and chillax, But thank you for coming on to talk about this journey of yours. A big shout out to Podmatch.com. No, this is not
Yes.
sponsored, folks. That's just some love I'm showing to the big man, the other Al, Alex over there from Podmatch.com. Again, if you are a podcaster or someone that hosts podcasts or have a business and you're looking to get interviewed, you know what I mean? Podmatch.com could match you with the perfect podcaster. So Podmatch.com, check them out. Show that love. Again, this is all independent business and community. This is what I love. So, Sally, let's get started.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because I know you're helping people make that money. So I don't want to take people away from you. You know what I mean? So, talk a bit about yourself. Where you originally from, and what was your original journey about?
Okay. True story. I was living in Arizona, in Phoenix. My oldest nephew got married in the Charlotte area. My mom and dad drove from Goodyear, Arizona, which is 20 miles west of Phoenix, a week before the wedding. My mom, along the way, got septic blood poisoning. She was on a ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. I was going out to their house 3 times a week to do their mail. I flew out for the wedding. True story. I worked until 8 o'clock at night. Flew out to North Carolina. Next morning, my nephew picked me up. We went to the hospital, walked into into my mom's private room, and they were giving her last rites. My world was shaken. Went to the wedding, had a great time, went back to Arizona to get back to work 6 o'clock in the morning. I was a Medicare broker. Open enrollment was happening. Fast forward to December of 2018, I went to my parents' house on a Saturday, and there was a letter this thick, 27 pages thick. You open it up, it was her Medicare statement for the first month to be in a hospital on a ventilator. Big, bold, black letter said $172,000.
What?
I'm like, wow. My dad, retired military. We moved all around the United States as kids. They had Medicare. They had TRICARE for life. She was getting the best care. I'm standing in my parents' kitchen, knowing I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I've got a mortgage. I have a credit card debt. I have student loan debt. My brand new 380ZX car, if you know it, Phoenix, I was the second car on a green light on Indian School Road. Somebody who was drunk ran the red light, T-boned me on my driver's side. I wasn't injured, but I had to get a new car. So 2 car payments. So right there in the middle of my parents' kitchen, I called my friend, Glenn. I knew him and his wife. They were real estate investors. And he said, hey, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas party. Why don't you bring some food and come to the Christmas party? I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun. Then he says, we're going to be late. We have a Christmas pageant. They had young kids. He's like, well, we'll be there about 9 o'clock. I don't know about you, Al, but walking to a party by yourself, not a good thing.
Oh, I'm in the life now as a single man. So, yes, Sally, I understand.
Exactly.
Going to any place by yourself is like weird. Like, okay.
It was the best decision I ever made. So fantastic. My mom got better. She did come home, so that was a good thing. But fast forward to July of 2020. I took down the deal of the week. It was a bank-owned reverse mortgage. My specialty is notes, where I'm the paper on the house. And the contract cost me $20,000 and was going to go to auction for $50,000. Yay, Sally. I'm going to make $30,000 in the spread. Easy peasy. But July 2020 was the middle of COVID, and nobody knew what was going on. So I had to wait 13 months until the court systems opened again. And I got time to research how to save capital gains. In my national real estate group, I was in the Phoenix office, but my national real estate group, a gentleman named Garrett Gunderson wrote a book called What the Rockefellers Do. The Rockefellers have this trust also. It's 7 generations old. It's got almost 400 people under the same EIN, that's employee identification number. They all have their own individual bank accounts. They're not commingling money. My background, I was telling you, I lived in Leominster. I worked for Monster.com for 4 years. I was competitive intelligence. I started researching as much as I could about the trust. I found the private law firm. I became their client. And then I said, I'm in a real estate group. So I got certified to teach this in my real estate group. This trust is legal. It's patented. It's in the IRS tax code 643B, like Bravo.
Wait. How do you patent a trust? What are we talking about here? I mean, you're blowing my mind. You could patent trust?
Correct.
Whoa, wait. How long were you researching this? How long over time in time did you research and said, oh my God, this is for me?
Correct. Just to give you an idea, that contract from a $30,000 spread, my tax rate was 24%. So I knew if I did that deal without putting it in the trust, I would pay $7,140 in capital gains April 15th, 2021, because that short-term capital gains are from 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket.
Whoa.
So I bought it with my LLC. So in September of 2020, I went to the bank. I Googled, two bill of sales. I've never done a bill of sale before. Googled how to do a bill of sale. I downloaded it. One bill of sale said, I'm taking the Rocky Mount, North Carolina property. I'm taking it from my LLC to me, personally, and I'm giving $10 to the person at the bank who's notarizing everything. Second bill of sale says, from me, Sally Gimon, to my trust, I'm doing a $10 consideration. She handed me back the $10. She notarized both bill of sales. Drive back home. I scanned them. I sent them to the attorney in Raleigh. Next day, he sends me an email saying, I need the first page of your trust. Scan that, send it back to the attorney in Raleigh. The house finally went to auction August 28th of 2021, so 13 months, and it started at $50,000 and went up to over $64,000. Yay, Sally. I made $44,000 on one real estate deal. But
what?
Oh yeah, I love real estate. Better yet, I saved $10,550 in short-term capital gains. I didn't have to pay April 15th, 2022, because it was in the trust. This trust is amazing. Everyone should know about it, but so few people know about it.
You know what's crazy, Sally? I like to spend time on social media because of what I do and just look things up and see what people are talking about to stay in the know. You're the first person I speak to, but about the third person I've seen talk about, hey, do a trust. It will change your life.
Exactly.
Whoa. I mean, that's kind of crazy. So let's talk a little bit about that. I have a couple of questions for you. Bear
Shoot
with
away.
me. Don't you love the computers? All right. So talk about some examples. Like how can someone go ahead and build a trust? I mean, what are the key steps, in going in that direction?
Very easy to do. Just to give you an idea, there's the business trust for 1099 income earners. And then the beneficial trust is for investors. Do you write comic books or do you just collect comic books?
I'm a collector. I have a team that is full of creators. Not that they're working with me, but I'm throughout the scene, if you will.
Okay.
I'm all over the place.
I didn't know if you're getting royalties or what's happening. My brother, at one time, he had over 15,000 comic books, and he trades them and everything. So nice. Think of this. When you buy a comic book, what is it now? 75 cents for a comic book?
Oh my God, Sally, you're taking me back to the 80s. Right now, the line is held at $2.99, and we're seeing some books, that just because they're over in pages, going for up to $8.99 per. Imagine that.
I haven't read a comic book since I was a kid. I used to be an Archie fan. So I have to apologize.
I love Archie, the digest. That was my supermarket thing.
Exactly. Well, just to give you an idea, let's say you buy the comic book and you hold it for 5 years, and then you go to sell it you bought it for $2.99 and you're going to sell it for $100. That difference, the $3 to $100, that's $97. That's considered your capital gain. The federal government is going to charge you, if you've held it for more than a year, either 15% or 20%. If you held it for less than a year, it depends on your tax bracket, what's going to happen there. I help 1099 income earners. Just give you an idea. A gentleman here in the Charlotte area who has 2 pizzerias. He has the business Spendthrift Trust. The first year, he's almost going to come out equal, how much he's going to save, pay for the trust. In 2024, he's going to save over $22,000. In 2025, he's going to save the same amount, but he's going to open a 3rd location. And in 2006, he's going to open a 4th location. He's going to work for another 5 years. And with this trust, there's no royalty, there's no inheritance tax, there's no, you're going to avoid probate, everything else. When he retires in about 7 years, he's going to leave 2 of his pizzerias to one son and 2 other pizzerias to the other son, completely tax-free. For investors, I don't care what kind of investor, you're a comic book investor, real estate investor, crypto investor, stock market investor, Forex investors. The beneficial trust is going to stop short-term and long-term capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and then royalty income. So if you're an author, an actress, if you're in NFT world, if you have mineral rights, this trust is amazing. Plus, the trust, either the beneficial or the business trust, it's going to save you federal taxes. It's going to keep your information 100% private. Do you work inside of an LLC or an S Corp or anything, Al?
LLC, yes.
Your LLC is not private. It's statutory law. So what you do in Massachusetts is different than what I do in North Carolina. But I can write a Freedom of Information Act. I don't know if it's the Secretary of State in Massachusetts or the Corporation Commission. I can write a Freedom of Information Act letter and find out everything about your LLC. Find out your home address, find out your phone number.
Really? Are you trying to dox me, Sally?
I'm not trying to, but that's what happens. Exactly.
But it's that easy, huh? Wow.
So the trust will keep your information private. And then the most important thing, I can't stop you from being sued, Al. But if you have the trust and everything in the trust, when they try to sue you, the individual, you're worth nothing. That lawsuit's going to go away because everything's in the trust. To give you a bad example, but people will understand it. Do you remember O.J. Simpson got acquitted for his wife and Ron Goldman?
Of course, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Exactly. Well, the Goldman family sued O.J. Simpson for $135 million. O.J. Simpson has everything in the trust. I have just seen that O.J. Simpson plays golf 3 times a week all over the country and does appearances and things like this. The Goldmans can't get that $135 million, and O.J.'s living the life as nicely as he wants to.
Okay, talk about the history of trust, since you were looking at all this stuff. I mean, when did these things get established, and why, such amazing tax benefits?
Great question. This really started way back when King Henry VIII got in trouble for chopping off his wives' heads. He started.
Wow, what a bastard.
Yes, he started the Church of England. So this is, if I give you the wrong date, don't sue me, but I want to say it's 1553. He went to go to tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went further back into history to the Magna Carta. So it's contract law that comes from England. The law firm I work on behalf of has a trust, they've inherited a trust that is turning 350 years old in 2023. It's been going on that long. Yes. Just to give you an idea, not trying to make fun of people, but back in our tax laws only went into effect in 1913. It was supposed to be 6 years because we were going to go into World War I.
Yeah, that's it. It was not supposed to last, folks. And when I read that, I wanted to catch a heart attack. I'm like, my parents are owed money. My grandparents are owed money. I am owed money.
Exactly. So back in 2013, the rich families, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Firestones, they purposely put this way up in the 643B tax code. Most CPAs, not making fun of CPAs, but they only work in the 300, 400 level. The tax code's 10 times the size of all of Shakespeare's work. Shakespeare's a lot more interesting to read than the tax code. I can tell you that. So 97% of the trusts in the United States every year are what's called a family trust. My mom and dad have that. Susie Orman talks about this on PBS television. The only thing it did was avoid us going through probate when my father passed away, but did not save us from taxes or anything else. That trust, because my father was the grantor, that trust dissolved and it's no longer good. The full name for either the business trust, the beneficial trust, the charitable trust, or there's a special trust for people who are over 65. The full name is irrevocable, generation to generation. Complex, it can hold money day to day, month to month, decade to decade. Discretionary, whoever's the trustee can make the rules for the beneficiaries. I don't do that. Non-grantor, this makes the trust 100% private. When you start the trust, Al, you're going to ask somebody who's not a beneficiary to sign up for the trust and sign away from the trust. You will need their social security number. It's not a hard thing. If you need me to do this or somebody else at the law firm, we'll do it free of charge for you. But it makes the trust 100% private. And then the Spendthrift has been in front of the U.S. Supreme Court on 2 different occasions. Both times the Supreme Court has favored it with the Spendthrift Trust. It is a contract. So if Congress decides they get together and they change the rules and say you can't have this trust anymore, that's going forward. Anyone who has this trust, the Rockefeller's trust is 7 generations old. It will continue going to 8th generation, 9th generation, 10th generation, because it's a contract and they can't break a contract.
Whoa, Sally, you're blowing my mind. My God. All right, so let's talk about this. How have you utilized your accomplishments and achievements to build this trust in professional relationships and collaborations?
Correct.
Yourself. All right, so again, you have this dope website right here. Let me add this to the stream real quick.
Correct. The trustisyou.com, correct.
Exactly. And this is a great website, folks. Technology, you know what it is. It takes time, but all right. So let's talk about this. With the trust, have you faced any challenging situations? And if so, can you describe a time when you've applied creative problem-solving skills to achieve a successful outcome?
This really did happen in June here in Charlotte. They had the multifamily investors group. I bought a ticket. I went to lunch with 5 other individuals. Had a very nice lunch talking about people. One of the gentlemen has a thing called passive investors in his group. He's from New York. He and I were going to get on a Zoom. He gets on. He says, "My CPA says you're lying. I'm not going to talk to you." I'm like, "I have a book.
What?
I have a textbook. Only 3% of all attorneys in the United States are trust attorneys." So the book that they study in law school is called, I just forgot it, Scott and Asher on Trust, 5th edition. He didn't want to talk to me. I do a Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time. I do a live Q&A. I had a gentleman who got on there. His mom and dad have 5 apartment buildings in the Bronx. Nobody else in the family wants to be investors. They want to sell these 5 apartment buildings. That's why the son got on the Zoom. He sends me an email. He says his CPA doesn't believe me. I sent him the link to get the book. It's an expensive book at Amazon. It's like $280.
Oh wow!
It's a textbook. It's a textbook.
Hey, listen, I understand books like that have values, like the Black's Law books. Those aren't cheap either.
Exactly. Well, his CPA got on my Zoom 2 weeks later, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I read this. I have 100 clients I need you to introduce you to who all have real estate in the 5 boroughs."
Oh my God, Sally, you went from liar to savior, huh?
Exactly. So the accountant's there's a joint venture agreement. He gets $600 for whoever buys the trust. He's learning how to do the paperwork so he can help his clients file the paperwork. Because when you have this trust, most people file a 1040 federal tax return.
Yeah.
With this trust, you're going to file a 1041 tax return. It's a little bit different.
Wait, I know taxes. What the heck is a 1041?
Correct. You have to have special permission to file the 1041 tax return. And that's why we have a senior trust, because people who are trying to sell their houses to go into Medicare, to go into assisted living, that could affect their Medicare if they sell a house and make too much money in 1 year.
Any income. My mother, and my parents rather, they're on social and they're very, very weary and leery of how much income could come in, because it's going to affect their bottom line on a monthly basis, which sucks to live that way.
Exactly.
I'm thinking this idea of the trust because it seems that you could gain apparently financial independence.
Exactly. Because IRMA is, I got to look this up so I give you the right words. Excuse me. IRMA's income related monthly adjustable amount. Every October, so this coming October 2023, the IRS is going to go back to 2021, and everyone who filed a 1040 tax return who's on Social Security, they're going to check that. And if they made more than $91,000, your mom and dad are on Social Security right now, they're paying
Yes.
about $166 a month, each one of them, to have Part B, which is your doctors and your tests.
Yep.
If you made more than $91,000, you'll pay more than that. And if you made more than $150,000 while on Social Security, you'll start paying the federal government for that. So that's why we have a special trust for what we call our senior population.
Interesting. All right, Sally. And before we even go further, let me show this video, folks. Again, this is a very amazing website, chock full of information, and she got stuff to tell you, just as we're sharing here. You don't believe me here? This is just a testament to what she's doing, yo. Check it out.
Hi, thank you for coming to thetrustisyou.com to find out how you can save money on your federal taxes, keep your information private, and to not pay any judgments if you get sued. My name is Sally Gimon, and I personally have both the business trust for my 1099 income and the beneficial trust for my real estate investing, my crypto investing, and I dabble a little bit in options. A friend of mine has my account. Now, please register on this page to get the 18-minute video. If you can't watch it now, I will email it to you about the Spendthrift Trust. It's legal, patented in the IRS tax code, and has been in front of the U.S. Supreme Court twice. Thank you for wanting to find out more information. Have a beautiful day.
I mean, with the information,
yes,
information, hey, it is big here. Hey, definitely an 80s person, huh? Right.
yeah, I'm in North Carolina, and when it's humid, my hair just goes boom. Yes.
No, but again, thank you for your service. So talk about this though, because great video. You're talking about saving even crypto, because I'm getting into crypto and I play with the meme coins a little bit, and having fun. But how can someone, get started? I mean, when they visit your website, what are the steps? What's the process like when we want to get involved, or, in this trust, or even get, steps to learning to create our own? Because wow, again, me hearing this just on socials, but then hearing it from the mouth of a person involved, you have me shocked and floored at the probabilities here. I mean,
Well,
wow, Sai, thank you.
It's very easy to do. There is a 5-page application. You're going to name the trust. It's going to be whatever you want to name it, Spendthrift Trust. You're going to say who's going to be your non-grantor. Now, if you're in crypto, it may take up to 6 to 8 weeks because you've got to. What are you with? CoinApp? Which
I'm still a rookie. I'm on the Robinhood. I'm trying to get out of that so I could get into the coin apps, and transfer my goodies. But I'm playing with the meme coins via Robinhood.
Okay, so you will just have to change the account over. You're going to change it from your name to the trust name. Then when you go to sell the crypto, it's going to be at capital gains. If you're in the trust, you're going to avoid it. If you go out to my TikTok site, on TikTok, my handle's Spendthrift Trust. One of the videos I've saved there, this happened last August, so about a year ago. The father saw my video and he made an appointment with me. He has twin sons. He lives in New York. He was going to cash in his Bitcoin to pay for both sons to go to SUNY schools, state of New York schools or whatever.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He saw my video and I'm like, no, don't do this. Because if he cashed in his crypto to pay for them to go to school in September, he was going to have almost a $23,000 tax bill April 15th, 2023. He's like, I can't afford that. He's an IT guy. I'm like, so what we did was we talked to him. His kids applied for student loans. He did the paperwork. He was at Coinbase. That's why I know it takes about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
He had to change things around. He got all his, he got into crypto really early, 2013, 2014.
He got in good.
I wish I got into crypto at that time. But so he changed everything over to the trust name. Took us about 2 months, about 6 months, 8 months. When we got changed over, he paid off his son's student loans, and now he's paying for his 2 kids to go to college with his crypto investing. He's in a crypto club in New York. He brought me in to talk to his crypto people, and all of them are trying to save money too. Because I don't know if you know this, Al. This year, for 2022 taxes, January 24th, the IRS changed the tax paperwork for 2022 taxes. So people were already doing their taxes. They put in a new question that said, have you made any money from crypto investing or NFTs? And then if you said yes, 9 more questions opened up. If you said no, but you did, you either would pay $10,000 or go to jail for 4 years. The IRS is going after people in crypto and NFT markets because there's so much money being made there. With the beneficial Spendthrift trust, you don't have to worry about that.
But Sally, we kind of touched upon this. Taxes is only supposed to last 6 years at a certain time, and all of a sudden the federal government organizes a tax mafia in the IRS. I mean, how is this even legal?
Exactly. The first page of the IRS tax code, if you go and Google this, the first page says it's up to each individual to find out how to save taxes as much as they can. I mean,
they're giving you a red alert warning from the beginning. Well, listen, if you don't want to pay us, figure it out.
Exactly. One of my clients, true story. Do you know what the BRRRR strategy is? Buy, rehab, refinance, redo, repeat. He's got 85 houses in Texas. 3 years in a row, he went to a CPA saying, I'm paying too much in interest income. His CPA, 3 years in a row, said to him, stop buying so many houses. What CPA tells you slow down?
Whoa.
So his friend, a mutual friend of mine introduced him to me. He's got 85 houses. Every week, he took 10 of the houses to his, what was called his title company, because they had to change the title and change the payer, new bank account. So in 2023, get ready for this. He's married, has a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, a son and a daughter. In 2022, we saved him $153,000 in interest income.
Oh my!
He had 85 houses. He now has 106 houses, and he's now getting into commercial real estate investing. Not trying to make fun of his wife, but his wife is she was a Vietnam boat person. She came over like when she was 6 years old. So they started a nonprofit charity to start helping other people who have come over to the United States with nothing but the clothes on their back, because that's how his wife started. He's like, we're saving so much money. He was an insurance agent. He quit being an insurance agent. He walks his daughter to school every morning, walks her home. They stop for ice cream. They're living this perfect life. The house is paid for. Dream. The cars are paid for. They've got a nonprofit charity helping people who have nothing. He's introduced me to his real estate group that he's in Texas. Real estate investors and other people save thousands of dollars. I mean, can I tell you a bad story? I won't use a name. There is a guru. If I used his name, you would know who he is. There's a guru that jokes about this. If he came to your town, Al, and you're looking at possibly doing a wholesale deal, and it's only going to be 8%, it's a little bit skinny for you to put the time and effort into it. He jokes about it that he can swoop in, take that same deal you're looking at, save the capital gains on that, get out, and make over 30% rate of return on his investment.
Jesus Christ.
This guru, he works for the same law firm I work for. He offers this trust to only the people who pay him $100,000 a year. So these really high, yes. My goal, my national real estate group, where I belong to Renatus, the average person joining my real estate group nationwide is a 56-year-old man trying to make some extra money before he retires in 10 years. I mean, if you're at 24% and you do a wholesale deal and make $50,000 and your tax rate is 24%, people don't realize you have to pay $12,000 April 15th the next year for that wholesale deal. So many people get messed up with capital gains, and if you don't pay it on time, you've got penalties with the IRS.
Oh, yeah, and they're hefty,
Exactly. So in my real estate group, I used to do a mastermind. One of my friends, I hope you're a Patriots fan because it deals with the Patriots. It was Super Bowl Sunday. He hates the Patriots. I'm a huge Patriots fan. So he goes and knocks on this door. 4th time he knocks on the door. This is in Buckeye, Arizona, about 30 miles west of Phoenix. He catches the grown daughter. Her dad unfortunately had passed away. The house is going to auction March 1st, 2021. He catches the daughter just about to go back to Los Angeles because she's got to drive over the desert. She's waiting until it gets cool. She was driving a 1994 Honda Accord. He was able to give her dad's car. He wholesaled the house. He knew about capital gains. He's like, no, I'm going to get more houses. Didn't get more houses. And in 2022, he started driving Uber 6 nights a week because he had to pay $990 a month to the federal government for his capital gains, so he could pay them off in under a year and avoid more taxes.
My gosh.
He's a retired preacher. He retired. He was from Nashua, New Hampshire, moved to Arizona. He was just doing real estate for the fun of it, and he had an Uber 6 nights a week. He's just like, this is crazy. This is insane.
Wow. Right? Hey, America, land of the dreams and sometimes nightmares if you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
This is why we have people like you, Sally. I'm going to show off the website once again, folks, because again, if you look, you could download a free Spendthrift Trust training. Free. Right?
Correct.
You could learn. You listen, fill out this form. I think, guys, if you guys want to save some money and do things that are different, listen, you don't got to listen to us. Do your own research, to be honest, because I am hearing a lot about this. And, I'm seeing a lot of people within my community that are just learning about this.
Exactly.
This is why I'm very happy to have Sally on. Because Sally is blowing my mind. And this is something I really need to get involved with, too, for the future of myself and my daughter. And the future generations of the Perez/Mega clan.
Excellent. Did I give you my affiliate link so you can get paid for telling your community?
Oh, absolutely. I have it in the link below. So if people, all
Excellent.
you got to just click on the notes, you know what I mean? And sort of love, and understand that you have this is something of value. I think what Sally is doing, this is God's work right here. A real patriot, that are here for the citizens of this country to help us out, and definitely, not get robbed by this government. Again, folks, you don't even believe us about the tax laws, look it up. It was not supposed to be a permanent thing, and I'm digging it. These are things that I've been reading about and looking into, and to have Sally on to just give that seal of approval to me. Like, yeah, Al, you're on the right path. Keep looking. Now you got to hang out with us at thetrustisyou.com in order to even achieve greater goals. Sally, you're amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me because so few people have heard of this. And, to have a gentleman who has a hedge fund being told by a CPA that I'm lying. See, I'm not blaming the CPA. He doesn't know things, but all his investors aren't going to learn this. So for you having me, Al, your listeners, your group, they're going to learn how they can, maybe it's not appropriate for them today. Maybe they'll need it in 10 months. Maybe they'll need it in 2 years, but at least they have a solution. That's the most important thing.
Oh, yes, all about solutions. And again, folks, I've been showing this off. The website, thetrustisyou.com. You know what? And hit up Sally, follow her, see what she's up to on Meta, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Sally Gimon, and at TikTok, Spendthrift Trust. Now, on that TikTok, are you giving us lessons about trust as you dance, or it's just normal?
Well, I just did a live yesterday on TikTok, 12:30
Awesome.
East Coast time. I had 573 people on that live. People want to hear about this because
yes.
I don't know about you, Al, but I hate paying taxes. I mean, I lived in Europe. I lived in Europe. It's higher taxes, but I at least got more. I could go to any doctor. I mean,
I hear you. There's a balance that people in our country don't understand.
Exactly.
Taxes,
I don't mean to say this rudely. There's a safety net for the poor. The rich know this, and it's the middle class that's getting squeezed in between. I'm middle class. My mom stayed home when I was a kid. She used to cook, make us lunch. When we come home for lunch, I had a great childhood, but my family was pure middle class. I mean, my dad was in the military for 27 years. He tried to give us the best he could, but when I became a real estate investor, I knew I was paying so much in taxes. There had to be a solution.
So, well, thank you for researching that solution on our behalf and bringing it to the forefront and sharing and talking about it. Again, you are doing amazing work, Sally. So, one last question: will you be doing any talks anywhere, or what's your podcast schedule, vidcast schedule, so people could just jump on this right now and start learning, and understand the benefits of this amazing thing you got going on.
I have a podcast that's on hold right now. There's 27 episodes. I called it Stop Paying Capital Gains Now with an exclamation mark. It's available on all the different podcasts. Kind of funny, Al. None of my clients want to come on. So like my story about the gentleman in Texas, he's upset because he doesn't want me to use his name Michael. I'm like, Michael, there's probably a million Michaels in Texas. Nobody knows who you
Oh,
are.
that's so funny, Sally. In my day job this morning, I was speaking to my supervisor, and I didn't realize that the customer was named Michael too. But every time I said Michael, I was talking about our engineer. She's like, well, what are you talking about? Why would the customer say it? I said, oh, Michael Engineer. But I mean, what do you mean, Michael Engineer? You do Michael customer? We had this 5 minute back and forth banter. I was about to hang up. I said, you know what? I think I need to refresh. So yes, sir. Michael is a very common name. All right.
Exactly. People don't talk about death and taxes. So my podcast is usually stories about somebody that just let you know about that.
Excellent. There we go, folks. Tune in where you can. I have all the links below. Show the love and follow Sally. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you all for listening, tuning in, and watching. If you have questions, send them our way. I'll make sure Sally gets them and can answer you either on her platform, whatever it may be. You know what it is. Please make sure to subscribe, follow, turn on notifications to the AMP. Check out my extended family at comiccrusaders.com, as well as the podcast family at undercovercapes.com. I appreciate you guys. You know what I mean? Keep going forward. Don't you stop. Stay motivated.
Yes.
Hasta la próxima. ¡Huepa!